Emma stood at the bakery window, her breath forming small clouds in the winter air. Inside, golden light spilled across rows of fresh bread, and the twins pressed their faces against the glass, their eyes wide with wonder. "Mama, look," whispered Lily, tugging at Emma's worn coat. "So pretty," added Rose, her sister's echo in all things. Emma's heart clenched. The girls were 5 now, and every day they looked more like the frightened infant she'd found that snowy March morning 6 years ago. She'd been walking to her seamstress job when she heard the crying from behind the church. 2 babies, wrapped in a thin blanket, with only a note that said, "Please love them." And love them she had. "Come on, sweethearts," Emma said softly. "We should get home before the snow gets heavier." She was 28 then, living in a tiny apartment above the tailor shop, where she worked 16-hour days. Taking the twins had been madness, everyone said. A single woman with barely enough for herself. But Emma had lost her own mother young, and she knew what it meant to need someone. The years had been hard but full. She'd sewn wedding dresses by lamplight after the girls fell asleep, saved every penny, taught them to be kind and grateful. They wore matching pink coats she'd made from remnants, and though they had little, they had each other. That December evening, as they walked past the shops, a black car pulled up beside them. The window lowered, and a man's face appeared. He was perhaps 35, handsome in the way magazine advertisements promised success could make you. His dark coat looked expensive, his hair perfectly styled despite the falling snow. "Excuse me," he said, his voice catching. "Those girls, what are their names?" Emma instinctively pulled the twins closer. "I'm sorry, do I know you?" The man stepped from the car, and she saw his hands were shaking. "I need to know. Please. Their names." "Lily and Rose," Emma said carefully. "Why?" The man's face crumpled. He steadied himself against the car. "I've been searching for 6 years. I'm their father." The world seemed to stop. His name was Daniel Harrison. Over coffee in a quiet corner of the bakery, while the twins colored with crayons the kind owner provided, he told Emma his story. He'd been 29, newly divorced, drowning in debt from a failed business. His ex-wife had gotten pregnant by another man, but passed the twins off as his. When he discovered the truth, she'd vanished with the babies. He'd spent months searching, filed police reports, hired investigators. Then the trail went cold. "I never stopped looking," Daniel said, his voice raw. "I built my company from nothing, thinking that if I could just be successful enough, I'd have the resources to find them. Every detective, every lead. And then last week, someone sent me a photo from a charity event at the church. 2 little girls in pink coats. I recognized the blanket pattern from the only photo I had." Emma's hands trembled around her cup. "You left them at the church?" "No," Daniel said firmly. "My ex-mother-in-law confessed last month. She took them from my apartment while I was at work, left them there. She thought I couldn't provide for them, that they'd be better off adopted by a wealthy family." His eyes filled. Instead, this angel found them. Emma looked at Lily and Rose, giggling over their drawings. 6 years of goodnight kisses, of scraped knees and first words. 6 years of being their entire world. "They don't know me," she whispered. "They call me Mama." "I know," Daniel said. "And you are. You're the only mother they've ever known." "I'm not here to take them away, Emma. I'm here to make things right." The next months were delicate. Daniel came for Sunday visits, bearing small gifts, reading stories, learning their favorite songs. Lily warmed to him quickly, climbing into his lap during their 3rd visit. Rose took longer, hiding behind Emma's skirts, but eventually curiosity won. "Why did you leave us?" Rose asked one afternoon, her small voice piercing. Daniel knelt down to her level. "I didn't want to Sweetheart, someone took you away from me, and I spent every day since trying to find you. I would never have left you by choice. Emma watched him, saw the truth in his grief. She'd been angry at first, protective, ready to fight, but she saw how he looked at the girls, the same way she did, like they were breath itself. One evening, after the twins were asleep, Daniel and Emma sat in her small living room. He looked around at the careful repairs, the hand-sewn curtains, the love visible in every corner. "I want to help," he said. "Please let me help. A better apartment, a college fund for the girls, support for your business." Emma stiffened. "I don't need charity." "It's not charity," Daniel said gently. "It's partnership. You gave my daughters 6 years of love when I couldn't. You gave them a mother. I'm asking you to let me be their father, to raise them together." "Together?" Emma's voice cracked. "I'm not trying to replace you, Emma. I could never replace you. But they need both of us. And maybe we need each other too." Over time, something unexpected bloomed. Daniel helped Emma open her own dress shop, investing in her talent without taking it over. Emma taught him patience, how to braid hair, how to comfort nightmares. They became friends, then something more. A year later, in the same church where Emma had found the twins, they married. Lily and Rose walked ahead of Emma, scattering rose petals, their faces glowing. Daniel's vows mentioned the thread of grace that had sewn their family together. Emma spoke of lost things finding their way home. Now, at 58 and 65, Emma and Daniel watched their daughters graduate from medical school. Lily and Rose, identical still, had chosen to serve others, inspired by the mother who'd chosen them and the father who'd never stopped searching. "We were lucky," Emma said, leaning against Daniel's shoulder. "We were loved," he corrected, "and we learned to love each other." That winter evening had changed everything. A broken family made whole, not by perfection, but by people willing to try, by believing that love could be stitched together from fragments and made into something beautiful. The twins call them both Mom and Dad now, understanding that family isn't about biology or timing. It's about showing up even when you're scared, about choosing each other again and again. If this story warmed your heart, please share and subscribe. Leave a comment sharing your thoughts on second chances and the families we choose. Retry Claude can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.